Hello, everybody. Good morning. It is a Magazine Monday. It is Thursday, actually, today, but we're going to post this as a Magazine Monday because we love alliteration around here. Look at that. This is Mahalo Bay. This is some updates on the Mahalo Bay layout as well. We've got lights installed. We have an operating lighthouse that turns. And then on top of that, just tons of cool stuff. New box cars. These are going to be reefers or box cars, one or the other. We'll figure it out. I've been talking with Zeke about some of the rolling stock that has been created because of this layout, and I'm super juiced about it. So there you go. There's a little bit of something, something. Also going to be donating an N scale layout. Where you at? There you go, buddy. My neighbor was throwing out a bunch of N scale stuff from his dad's old layout, and I said, well, let me create something, and we'll auction this off and give it to a youth member of some sort. But because it's Magazine Monday, let's get to it. All right, Magazine Monday, here we go. We've seen this. We opened up the old, when I open this up, the smell of the old paper. This paper is from the 60s. I will show you. 1969, 1969, 1970, December of 70, March of 69, April of 69. So we're in the month of April. We just came from the month of March. Let's get to it. Old school model railroad craftsmen there's not a lot, and the smell of them is something out of a library from the 90s. Just that old Bookman smell. But you have some great stuff. The Ugly Duckling. Everybody called this the Ugly Duckling. Look at that from Athearn. The high cube. The 40-foot high cube. Why is it the Ugly Duckling? I'll tell you why. Because at the time, it was so tall, but also it wasn't that long. 40 feet long, X amount of feet tall. Looks so good, though. In my humble opinion, I think they're one of my funnest cars to model. I actually gave Zeke my 40-foot high cube from Burlington Northern that I did some graffiti on. Let's keep going through. I love this type of structure. You could see it on the N scale layout. This tall downtown structure. I got a nice little square front. I love this. Boom. All right, let's get back to it. But this is 1969. Look at this. We are looking at different square fronts. All these different structures to be modeled. So cool. Jung Brewery Pilsner beer. All right, let's get into it. Sleeper car, Santa Fe sleepers. Gotta love them. I love this layout of how the sleepers work. You have this nice lounge at the back. Back in the day, people would kibitz. They'd get together, they would do business, and then when they were done doing business, they would waltz down this hallway, and you would have a sleeper here with a couch that would break into a bed, couch, break into a bed, 2 chairs, couch, break into a bed, and it would go along the line there. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what they do. This is from 1947 Super Chief, so was already roughly 20 years old by this time. You have some other really cool, look at this, Southern Pacific 10-2-10 series diner from the Sunset Limited of 1950. Look at that. And we're talking, this is 69. 50, that's 19 years difference. Boom, Sunset Limited. So cool. So cool to see these nice little doodle bugs here. You got an electric railway right there. So cool. So cool. This is model railroading of mid-19th century. I love this. Look at that. You got boats placed out right here. One thing that I noticed with old school railroading or model railroading is a lot of spaghetti. A lot of tracks, a lot of switching. And people go, oh, that's just so much railroading pushed into a tiny space. Well, have you ever actually looked at, I love this 440. That's a great looking train engine. Have you looked at the tracks of Downtown Anywhere from that era? Downtown Anywhere from 1910s to the 1950s? Man, unstoppably spaghetti-like. All right, let's keep mobilizing here. What do we got on the back? Pacific Fast Mail. What a great looking locomotive. And that's just a 442 Atlantic. Boom. Atlantic. Cool stuff. Moving on. March 1969. What are we talking about? Chicago Northwestern. Look at that. That's a Chicago Northwestern SD45 with the flared radiators, 3 fans in the back, no dynamic brakes. Got to count them. Count the fans, but you got 1, 2, and then that may be an SD40. So cool. Let's get into that magazine. Got some great stuff. Dispatcher's Repost. A lot of random stuff. Look at this. Triple-decker dormitory car. I mean, they were doing model railroading from stuff from the late 1800s. Premiere presentation of the Berkshire in a class by itself. Southern Pacific Limited, Sunset Limited. Look at that, those old E units. 6-axle, EMD, F-style fronts. So cool. But obviously E. Let's keep moving. Card operation. Dick Trotter from Reed's Hobby still does card operation. Older fella. We're going to get to his layout. I chatted it up with him. Him and I got into a good chat over at Reed's the other day while he was working. And I was talking about his awesome layout. Which I joked with him and said, oh yeah, my phone's been funky, so there's a nice little interruption where we would put a commercial. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. Let's keep moving. Love these structures. This is a really cool structure. There's a nice little N-scale structure right there. Blueprint. Boom, boom, boom. AHM new for 1969. The Casey Jones special. Casey Jones. Trudging through the water. Really cool stuff. Different layering here. NP conversions. Look at this. This is truly a throwback. Like a true throwback. Boom. Love it. Love it all. All right, let's keep moving forward here. We got the nice little Pacific Fast Mail. Look at that. 440 with the tender. Southern Pacific Lines. Really cool looking unit. T and N-O. All right. And then a great color cover right here. Gotta love the F units of Western Maryland. That red, white, and blue is something else. You don't get stuff like that. Not anymore. But this is really cool. Minitrix train set, which actually has a lot to do with this unit and that unit. That was one of my neighbor Rob's units that was attached to the N-scale layout that he's donating to me / I'm donating to somebody else. Look at some of these pictures. Black and white. That's a good looking HO scale layout. Let's see what it is. Look at this. Jam-tastic. Nickel Plate Road. So, we're doing RMC fan trip on the Durham and Southern. I mean, it's all black and white, but it all looks so good. And I love how it's photographed. Because at the time, this was all done with actual, real photography. Look at that. I mean, you had to get your focus, your lens, everything. This train wasn't moving. This train had to sit there, and the photographer had to focus in and be like, okay, let's focus on this, and then this will explode into the rest. I love that. Yeah. Ooh, we just tore a page. Look at that. Just tore a page. Oh my god. In real time. Oh well. Such is life. Love this. Good picture of a 44 tonner. I love the billet front on this. A lot of people don't realize that the 44 tonners had different looks. And even though you see how Bachman and Rivarossi and some of the other people that do the 44 tonner, I think it's Pico does the other 44 tonner. I don't know. But this is a very unique look. The billet front. And as a musician, they have the billet microphones. I love this F unit. That's great. Look at going over a nice little crossing. Man, I miss some of that railroading. I'll be going back to Nashville soon, though. You see a lot of that kind of railroading in Tennessee. Great looking Pennsylvania F unit with the early radio antennas that extended down the line so they could communicate, do some cool tower work. God, my hands look terrible. And this is the Pièce de Resistance, Mississippi River Transfer Steamboat. Good old, hey Rita, how you doing, babe? There we go. Boom. And here's a nice little blueprint of it. What a different time. Bygone era, bygone lost. Man, it would be so cool to see some of these things. The only ships that really retain an essence of the old school are some of the Great Lakes craft. But other than that, some of these they would have a single track. There's your bumper at the end. Right down the middle. Paddle wheel drive. Which, if you get a chance, watch the Wolverine fleet or the Great Lakes fleet, the aircraft carriers that trained World War II pilots, were paddle wheel driven boats in World War II. What a great diagram. Look at all this stuff. Cool, we'll get to it. Special holiday gift, Railroad Model Craftsman, $5 for the year. Cool stuff. And what a great way to end with a DNRGW K28 282. Wow. All right, guys, that's our Magazine Monday. Rock and roll. We'll go back over to the Mahalo Bay that is running around right now. 2 new box cars that have a lot of detail to be added to them. And other than that, just remember, your most important signal is going to be your next one. Rock and roll. Nothing but love, you guys. Be well. And just keep kicking ass and moving forward. Boom.